In a cozy little town, nestled among snowy rooftops, lived her best friends named Kai and Gerda. They were as close as brother and sister, and their favorite thing to do was tend to the beautiful roses that grew in a planter box between their windows. One winter's day, as they were looking at a picture book, Kai felt a sharp sting in his heart, and then something flew into his eye. It was a tiny shard from a wicked goblin's magic mirror, a mirror that made everything good and beautiful look ugly and twisted. From that moment on, Kai changed. He became cruel and sharp-tongued. He mocked Gerda, trampled their roses, and found joy only in the cold, perfect patterns of snowflakes. Gerda was heartbroken, unable to understand what had happened to her dear friend. One day, as the snow fell thick and fast, a magnificent white sleigh appeared in the town square. It was driven by a tall, dazzling woman dressed all in white fur. This was the Snow Queen. Captivated by her icy beauty, Kai tied his little sled to hers. Faster and faster they went, leaving the town far behind, until they soared up into the clouds. Snow Queen kissed Kai, and the kiss froze his heart solid, making him forget all about Gerda and his home. When Kai didn't return, everyone believed he was lost forever. But Gerda couldn't accept it. Her love for Kai was too strong to give up. So, as spring returned, she decided to go and find him. She asked the river if it had seen Kai, offering her new red shoes in return. The river carried her little boat along, taking her on a long and winding journey. She met an old woman with a magical garden where it was always summer, who tried to make Gerda forget her quest. But the sight of a rose reminded Gerda of Kai, and she ran away, continuing her search. Gerda's journey was filled with challenges. She met a clever crow who led her to a palace, thinking Kai might be the prince, but it was not him. The prince and princess were so kind, though. They gave her warm clothes and a golden carriage to help her on her way. But soon, she was captured by robbers. Just as she thought all was lost, the robber girl, moved by Gerda's story, set her free. She even gave Gerda her trusty reindeer bay to carry her north towards the Snow Queen's palace. The reindeer carried Gerda across the vast frozen lands of Lapland and Finland. They met wise women who told them about the Snow Queen's palace, a fortress of ice and snow. The final stretch of the journey was the hardest. Fierce, living snowflakes blocked her path, but Gerda prayed, and her warm, loving breath turned into little angels that fought off the icy guards. Finally, she reached the palace. Inside the vast empty halls of ice, she found Kai. He was pale and still, trying to spell the word eternity with shards of ice. The Snow Queen had promised him the whole world and a new pair of skates if he could. He barely recognized Gerda, but Gerda ran to him and hugged him, her warm tears falling onto his chest. Her love was so powerful that it melted the ice in his heart and washed away the mirror shard from his eye. Kai burst into tears, and the second shard was washed away. He was himself again. Together, they danced with joy, and the ice shards themselves formed the word eternity. Their journey home was a happy one. The reindeer, the wise women, the robber girl, the prince and princess, everyone they had met along the way, helped them. When they finally arrived back in their little town, they realized they were no longer children, but grown-up. Yet, in their hearts, they were still the same two friends who loved each other dearly. The roses were in full bloom, and as they sat in the warm sunshine, they understood the power of true friendship and a loving heart.